Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for a show that gets you hot? For a show that gets you wet? For a show that gets you excited? For everything you, the consumer, deserve? There's nothing but love here tonight, folks, on the Monday Night Grift. Yeah! Yes! Are you ready to grift? Well, thank you to the wonderful RR over on YouTube, who you should all subscribe to. My favorite cross-dressing metal guitarist out of Japan, RR, is always keeping it fresh and live for us here. And we're excited to be here on the Grift. My God, as you can see, the background is terrible. I'm currently reorganizing my room, so bear with me. But I'm very excited. We got a lot of fun topics here tonight on the show. A lot of crazy things are going on, and I'm going to discuss them with one of my favorite people in the world, this psychopath. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Vito. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I hear we're talking about innocent person Ezra Miller today.
innocent. And look, gang-stalked individual. He's a targeted individual.
I'm sorry, they are being targeted, and it's Vito. It's not a cult. Okay, we are not a cult. Okay.
Oh, okay. So you joined the not cult.
It's not a cult. It's not a cult. It's just a group for like-minded individuals.
It's just a group of people who like blood and covering themselves in it. That's not weird.
What's wrong with blood? It's the fluid of our bodies, and it keeps us alive. Okay.
Put that on a t-shirt. Blood. It's the fluid of our bodies.
I have my shrine to Ezra Miller here. I got my Flash toy. I got my Q-tips here.
I don't know what the Q-tips are for.
It's International Cat Day, Vito. I got my Q-tips here.
That would have to do with anything. That doesn't.
Yeah, I got my Q-tips for International Cat Day, Vito.
That feels like a callback to some other show, which will not be named.
Oh, you get embarrassed when it happens outside of that show, Vito?
No. I embrace everything that happens on Biggest Problem in the Universe. We've been talking about the best way to take care of your cat. And did you know you can use household items like Q-tips to keep your cats well groomed? That's
well, now I do.
Now you do. Because you went to biggestproblem.show and you learned about some stuff. And that's what's important. That's what we're doing.
Me more stuff.
Ezra's a teacher. He's a teacher.
They are a teacher. They are a teacher.
Everyone's a teacher. I don't know what's going on But what I will tell you is going on is Ezra's in a bit of trouble. My good friend Tony from Act the Movies.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Ooh, who's Emmy nominated? Oh, Ted Lasso. Wow, can you believe it? The Flash star Ezra Miller charged with felony burglary in Vermont. This comes from just 2:18 p.m. PT. So about 4 hours ago, this story broke that Ezra Miller is now facing felony. This is felony charges. This is serious. This is go to jail stuff.
That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough.
Good.
I still think they're innocent. I think this is a conspiracy.
I feel like you're biased. I feel like you're biased, Tony.
This is a conspiracy from the anti-Snyderverse people. They know that Ezra Miller fits into Zack Snyder's vision for the future of the Snyderverse, along with Amber Heard, and the media is going after both of them because they want to stop the Snyderverse from happening.
Tony from Worship the Miller is here to tell us about all the wonderful things this psychopathic individual has done for them.
Am I the only one who showed up tonight?
So far, other people said they were coming. I don't know what's
I'm gonna feel really bad
if my entire show is me and you're doing a character. Get in here.
I thought I was gonna be like one of 5 people.
Instead, it's literally you're gonna have to keep doing that bit, unfortunately. Well,
it is so hot, by the way, and I'm committed to this bit.
It is very hot. I hope you have an AC going.
Not in this room.
I've been cranking it. Luckily, StreamYard's pretty good at filtering the microphone. Well, hopefully, a couple other people said they'd be in here. We'll see if they lied to me. If not, it's going to be a very exciting Vito and Psychopath show. Now, Ezra Miller, the embattled star of Warner Brothers' The Flash movie, has been charged with felony burglary, again, in Stamford, Vermont, right over the border from my old stomping grounds of Greenfield, Massachusetts, where he famously terrorized a child and tried to get her to move to his farm. Now,
they're teaching that kid about agriculture, okay?
Yeah, he's teaching her about animal husbandry in the same way. They are doing everything. I'm so done with the day. So impossible to use. Even what's her name? Who changed back? Demi Lovato.
Oh, Demi Lovato. Well, Demi Lovato is full of shit. I don't know how
Demi Lovato changed back because she was like, "This is too hard."
She's the one who yelled at what was it? She yelled at some food place, right? Because she thought they were being fat phobic. Yeah, it was like a sugar-free frozen yogurt thing, and she's like, "Body positivity, fat phobic, cancel him." And then people are like, diabetics exist, and she's like, "I'm suffering, and I made a mistake." It's like, no, you're just fucking stupid.
These people.
She did the Kevin Spacey where she got in trouble and then was just like, "Oh, I'm this now." It worked for her. It didn't work for Kevin Spacey.
I wonder if Ray is going to show. I thought we were going to get a couple people are going to show up later. These idiots. Regardless, let's see. So, Vermont State Report: police were notified of a burglary complaint from residents in Stamford. Several bottles of alcohol were taken from the residents while the homeowners were not present. After collecting statements and looking at surveillance videos, so they have it on tape. Tony from Worship the Miller.
No.
Police found probable cause to charge Miller with felony burglary into an unoccupied dwelling. That's crazy. That means he went, because he's friends with all these weird hippies, but that means he went to their house, probably saw that they had some sort of expensive liquor. I don't know what. It says bottles of alcohol, but that could be wine. That could be top shelf liquor. Who knows? And breaks into their... No. Hold on. Breaks into their house when they're not there, Tony, and steals their alcohol. How can you justify... the actions of a man who does that?
I'll tell you.
Or a non-binary individual who does that. Sorry.
Do you know that 68,000 men and 27,000 women die from alcohol every year?
Oh, so
and who knows how many other genders also die? For some reason, that is not in the statistics, which the government is going to have to answer for that. He's saving their lives by taking the alcohol away from them. They probably couldn't quit themselves. I'm sorry, they are saving their lives.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's a good reason for him or they.
They probably have poor self-control, and Ezra, the wonderful person they are,
Ezra stepped in to try and
was like, I have to stop them from drinking. I need to steal all of their liquor.
Well, Ezra may be committing burglary, but as Jamie says, Demi Lovato committed cheese burglary. That's a good one. Jamie, you get $1 Vito. Figure out how to tally those up, because no one's keeping track of veto dollars. Let's be clear. Well, here's the thing about Ezra, who you love and I distrust, is that we recently had, everybody's been telling me, because I was famously trying to cover all the Ezra stuff, but then it just got too out of hand. There's too much going on.
There is
with
a
Ezra.
lot. They are a very busy person.
Of them. They're a hard, non-gendered binary person to keep on top of.
Vito, look at the size of them. If you're on top of them, you're going to hurt them. Like, don't get on top of them, okay?
I think that's very possible, and now I have to, because this is behind a paywall. I have to go to the archive. I thought I brought up the archive.org version, so let me do that real quick.
But don't worry. The Flash is still coming out, and the new head of
Warner
Brothers...
Well, that's what's crazy. Apparently, The Flash is a really good movie, and the head of Warner Brothers is like, this guy's got star power. We should have him run all our stuff. And they're like,
well, they spent like $200 million on it. It was meant for the theaters. Batgirl was always meant to be just shat out on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And the only reason people wanted to see Batgirl was because for some reason, everyone's excited for a geriatric Batman and Michael Keaton. Like, they've learned nothing from Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, or any of these old fuckers they brought back.
People want the member berries 100%.
But it's just going to be his stunt double and Michael Keaton looking sad. I don't want that movie to come out. Well, I want the Flash to come out, obviously, but...
it has to come out. They spent $300 million on it. But the thing is that they're also trying to get rid of the Michael Keaton Batman, which makes it even more confusing. Like, they're taking him out of everything. And that seems to be part of the trouble.
The theory is... and of course, if Zack Snyder was still there, this wouldn't happen. Restore the Snyderverse. Save Ezra. The theory was that, like, because Ben Affleck was out, like, the timeline was going to get destroyed, and Michael Keaton would become the new Batman in the universe.
Yeah.
But now Aquaman was supposed to come out second, but because that actor is not going around punching women, they're going to release it first, and they can't have Michael Keaton in it, because that would be very confusing for people.
It's going to be too confusing.
So they put Ben Affleck back in it.
Originally it was which movie? Was Aquaman going to introduce Keaton? Or
No, the Flash. Because all the time.
The Flash was supposed to come out like 2 years ago.
Yes. The Flash was announced like after Batman v Superman, and it's gone through like 5 directors, so many writers. No one knows what they're doing over there.
It is a very confusing situation. And they should have just put out the Flash at some point. I guess they really wanted to do a theatrical release and get as much money as they can. But now we're dealing with, again, we have this Business Insider article, and sadly we're not going to have images, but Ezra Miller's unraveling. Friends are concerned as the Flash actor is traveling the U.S. in body armor and facing claims of running a cult in Iceland. Always fun. Now, there's a bunch of different stories in here. We, of course, heard about Dakota Iron Eyes, which was the indigenous girl who's currently
her video of her just rambling.
She's not a smart lady.
None of that made sense. But also Ezra seems crazy. So were they just holding cue cards and it was just all nonsense?
They're just fucking nuts. Well, here's the story of how I guess Dakota got taken away by Miller. So let's see. When Jumping Eagle learned that Miller and Dakota were in LA, she and her husband, Chase Iron Eyes, went on a plane to LA to try and get her back. Miller responded by calling an Uber and demanding Dakota get into the Uber. When Jumping Eagle reached into the back of the car to try and talk to her daughter, Miller slammed the door on her arm so hard she had to be treated at an urgent care clinic. This was the mother. She was screaming, "Ezra Miller, stop assaulting me." I hope they got some of this on camera. I hope
she used the last name.
Ezra Miller, stop! They are out of control. She probably used the right pronouns too.
Vito, my dream is to just go crazy and assault someone and have them go, "Tony from Hack the Movies, stop hitting me."
Tony from Hack the Movies is strangling me. Why do you have that knife, Tony from Hack the Movies?
They play the video in court. I'm like, that could be anyone, Your Honor. And it's like, Tony from Hack the Movie.
Now, this has been bizarre, is that we've seen videos from Ezra, who claims to be fighting the Nazis and the KKK. The actor apparently has been driving around the U.S. carrying at least one gun and wearing a bulletproof vest. Let me see. Paranoid. Paranoid about what? I just screwed it up by trying to zoom in on it. What the hell did I do? KKK. He's fighting the KKK. What?
I don't know. His life.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. Over the last 6 months, the actors were driving around carrying a gun, wearing a bulletproof vest, paranoid about being followed by the FBI and the KKK. Dakota claims the vest is a fashionable safety measure in response to actual attacks and death threats. Okay.
Does the FBI and Ku Klux Klan, are they known for working together and being buddies?
Well, if you talk to certain people, I'm sure they'll say they're all the same thing, but I don't talk to those people. Rare Steak Cubes with $5 Canadian says, here's 5 maple bucks. Always enjoy the content. Thank you, Rare Steak Cubes. We appreciate that. So Miller's driving around is worried about, again, we saw this video of Miller threatening to kill members of the KKK, and we went, what are you doing, buddy? Aren't you the Flash?
Well, you're a liberal. I thought you'd be all for that.
Yeah, sure, if he's actually doing, or if they're actually doing it, but I don't think they are. I don't think that's what's happening.
Is that like a way to just get away from all the controversy? They're like, well, clearly someone who hates the Ku Klux Klan wouldn't be a bad guy.
I mean, this behavior is somebody who's suffering like a mental health breakdown as early as like 2018, and you don't know why. You keep reading these stories, you go, why did nobody say like, hey, this guy needs to be in a hospital? Okay, so we're talking about on the set of Asking for It, a feminist thriller, sounds wonderful, filmed in Oklahoma in fall 2019. It could be good. I don't know. Anything. I've never heard of feminist thrillers.
By the way, I just watched that movie They/Them on Peacock.
How was it? How was it?
It was pretty. It was pretty interesting.
It was interesting.
No, it was actually a lot of fun and interesting. And then the movie kept forgetting it was a slasher flick, and then the slasher stuff would happen. And it was so like disjointed.
Well, apparently during this movie, Miller would often wear long robes, a cape, and a unicorn head, despite scorching temperatures. The ensemble was not part of Miller's on-screen wardrobe. Is that what you're emulating here? You're wearing your Miller robes today?
Yes, I don't have a unicorn mask. I have a cat mask that looks like a skull, but I thought it like bring up.
Well, maybe when you find that, Miller will let you into the inner circle. Many people on the set commented on Miller's pungent body odor, and one production staffer told Insider that Miller appeared mentally scattered. Well, yeah.
So that was 2019.
That was 2019.
And Zack Snyder still thought it was a good idea to plan sequels with him and Amber Heard, who abused Johnny Depp.
It wasn't at that point. Justice League was already out at that point, right?
No. The Snyder Cut, he had, because remember, the Snyder Cut didn't exist. He had to use $20 million to finish it.
Yeah.
And that epilogue he shot with Amber Heard, who was already getting accused of Johnny Depp, and Ezra Miller. Because I guess,
but he knew he wasn't going to get anything else. I mean, but at that point they still assumed the Flash movie was going to come out, so it still kind of made sense.
I guess I just think Zack Snyder just really supports Ezra Miller and believes Amber Heard, and we have to believe Zack Snyder's vision because he's a genius.
Here's what I like: a few months later, while filming the TV miniseries The Stand, Miller would screech, spit, and interrupt the director by screaming during filming.
Wait, is he in that? I don't even think he's in that.
They probably cut it. Wait, I think isn't he the crazy homeless? Is that the one where he plays like a homeless weirdo?
Hold on, that's like a remake, but I don't remember him.
What's the one where he plays like a homeless guy? Ezra Miller.
I don't know, real life.
Yeah, well, pretty much homeless role.
I'm looking at
There's one where he's got like he's like isn't that the Stephen King thing?
Yeah. Oh, Amber Heard is in. Actually, Amber Heard is in The Stand.
Let me see if I can get a picture of him from. Yeah, he played a super crazy guy. He looked like hold on. They played well. Yeah. Okay. This was Ezra Miller's character in The Stand. He was the trash collector and the dumpster keeper. No, that's a. I don't know exactly what his character.
I think I saw the credits. Trash Can Man.
Trash Can Man, as played by Ezra Miller, who I guess you can say was doing some I don't know, character acting or whatever else, but mostly just looked like an insane person. Is Ezra Miller just trying to be like the next like Joaquin Phoenix? Like, hey, let me be the Joker. Let me be like, one of these guys is kind of nuts.
No, because Joaquin Phoenix was clearly like faking for that stupid documentary. Like that was clearly fake. Like Ezra's like is stupid. I mean genius, but stupid.
Yeah.
This is more of like a I don't know. This is more of like a like a Lindsay Lohan kind of meltdown or something on, or Amanda Bynes kind of meltdown.
Well, what is this? Here it is. Miller's presence was reportedly received by some Icelanders who said the actor was aggressive and admitted a putrid stench. Apparently, Ezra Miller is a smelly individual. This is very weird to me. This was during the filming of Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore. Don't you tell your cast members, like, hey man, you kind of smell bad.
Apparently, in the original Interview with Vampire, which I have a review of, Tom Cruise hated Brad Pitt because Brad Pitt just wouldn't shower, and it smelled so bad on set. Apparently, Tom Cruise just wanted to fight him because he just smelled so bad. He's like, dude, take a fucking shower.
Were they on the same set of like a movie though? Was it?
Interview with the Vampire. Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt are in the movie together, and
Brad Pitt refused to shower.
Yeah, Brad Pitt apparently. This is the only time I've ever heard of an actor like really smelling.
I forgot. We should talk about Dan Snyder, the creator. 2Tim505. You think the Flash movie is going to get canceled like Batgirl? No,
it's too big. It's too big.
It's too big.
What did the Batgirl movie had? It had Brendan Fraser. Sure, people like him, but he's also in Doom Patrol, whatever.
I've seen some estimates of like 100, 110 million, but the low estimate is 70 million.
It has J.K. Simmons, who you could just see in another Spider-Man, and then Michael Keaton, who's going to suck because old people shouldn't be Batman. Because that's sad.
No, you can have an old Batman.
You cannot have. Dude, did you see fucking old Han Solo and the new Indiana Jones movie?
I hope Batman Beyond. Batman Beyond was sick.
Yeah, but he's also not Batman in that. I would love if Disney came out and just said, "Hey guys,
what do you mean he's not Batman in that? He's Batman.
He's not Batman. Terry's Batman in that.
They're both Batman."
Shut up. I want Disney to come out and be like, hey guys, we're fucking stupid. No one wants to see a dying man, Indiana Jones. We're canceling the movie. They should.
Well,
I don't understand why everyone's so upset about Batgirl. I wish they canceled more movies. You know how many fucking bad movies I've seen? Like, I wish all of them were canceled half the time.
No, I want them to come out because I want to see how bad they are. And like, who cares if you ruin Batgirl?
There's no shortage of bad movies out there. You have a plethora of
Listen,
them.
Man. My channel needs bad movies to survive. I need the Batgirl movies so I can do Batgirl, a complete cinematic failure.
You have 3 seasons of Batwoman you slept on.
Nobody cares about the TV show. It's only movies. For most of their time in Iceland, Miller was rented a sprawling modern Airbnb in Rajukaku's suburb of Krabajar. They filled the home with a menagerie of Icelandic artists, expatriates, and spiritual confidants. Sorry. So Miller had a bunch of hippies living in his dirty Airbnb. One woman who visited the house for a day in March 2020. You were there, right? You remember this, Tony?
I was there. We had a great time. I don't know what those stupid Icelanders are talking about.
You were sleeping on the floor.
I should probably check my my analytics and see how big I am in Iceland before I say things like that. But
yeah. All right. Well, hold on. I'm gonna see if I can drop a link here. But basically, it sounds like he had a bunch. He apparently had a bunch of disgusting mattresses all over the ground, and then would just have hippies hanging out on the mattresses, which is bizarre.
I mean, again, that's like the future you want. You vote for stuff like that, Vito. That is the future liberals want.
I don't know about that. Miller held court daily at this Airbnb, often alluding.
He's holding court?
Yeah, well, he was like a magic wizard in Iceland. They alluded to possessing supernatural powers, said two people, and instructed guests to participate in group meditations led by Young Bear. So he had a little wizard commune. They did. And many of the people who became involved with Miller said they believed in the issues Miller cared about, but Miller often took things too far. What, like claiming he's a fucking god in Icelandic
you think
god?
They did like this the whole time?
Yes, I think that's what happened.
By the way, it said Young Bear. I thought you said by Young Bear. I misheard it as by a Young Bear, and I'm like, holy shit, bears got involved in this.
Here's the funniest thing about the Ezra Miller stuff is it is impossible to read these articles. Everybody has 10 pronouns or a spirit animal name, or like they're from Krajangajang, Krushalun, Iceland.
It's impossible if you're a bigot.
Yeah, I guess I'm just uneducated because I'm trying to get through these articles and they're just insane to me.
And anytime I screw up and say he, it's because I'm being satirical and making fun of Vito.
That's true. You're making fun of my bigotry.
It's not a legitimate thing.
2 people said Miller's celebrity status power made them hesitant to go against the actor. Miller insisted on paying for everybody's food, lodging, and weed. How the I want to get invited to this.
What celebrity?
I take back everything bad I've ever said about you, Ezra. I want to be part of your wizard commune. It sounds fun.
One, I'm glad you came around. How big is Ezra Miller? Because I feel like most people were like, "Oh, the guy from those Harry Potter movies I don't watch, like the stupid Harry Potter," and then they're like, "Oh yeah, the Flash, not the TV show one, the other one that no one likes."
Someone who can potentially add some insight to this situation, a big Ezra Miller. I don't know if she's a defender or what, but we have Saggy Melons is here. Saggy, are you there?
No, I'm not here. What's up?
Saggy, how you been? Now you've been following this Ezra Miller drama, yes?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, yes. Now, were you an Ezra Miller fan at one point in time?
No, I actually the first time I saw and heard of Ezra Miller was the Zack Snyder's Justice League movie. I had no clue really who they were.
Right. But then as you've been following this story, some of the stuff you've seen reported you kind of disagree with, or I mean, where are you at now with Ezra Miller? Is this a dangerous individual?
I mean, my perspective is no, that they're not dangerous. It's just I'll be this whole thing, and I've been deep diving on this for like months, ever since the Hawaii, like not the Hawaii thing. The Hawaii thing, I was on board with everybody else, like you guys, like what's going on. But it wasn't until these grooming accusations came out that I really looked into it, especially when Takada, the girl that was allegedly being groomed by Ezra, spoke. And I was like, okay, something is going on. Something's not right. And I started looking into it. And I'm telling you, it's a mess. Like, it is a hot mess.
Well, but the grooming allegation, do you think Dakota Iron Eyes is being groomed?
No, I do not.
But you believe that she's a full, what do you call it? She's a full mind and body. She knows what she's doing. She's just, mad at her parents, and she has every right to hang out with Ezra Miller.
I think whatever happened at Tokada's home, a lot of people who are covering this don't bring up the fact that there was a death very close to Takada and Ezra. I don't know the details. I can't find an obituary or anything because it's tribal.
Is it one close to Ezra? Because I've only ever heard that it was like a friend of hers, but I don't know if it was a mutual friend.
I heard it was somebody Ezra also knew, but
okay.
They don't say specifically how that person died, but the way they speak about it, I'm assuming that it was self-harm. And
okay,
that's what led them to Hawaii. I think Tokada is a troubled young individual. And I think that from what I see from their parents, it doesn't seem like normal parental behavior. They're spending more time talking about Ezra than where is my child? We need to help find our child. They've done that.
Well,
maybe a few
the
times.
Child is with Ezra. I mean, how do you leave that out of the conversation?
The child's not.
They're not now. Ezra. They were at the time, though, right?
Yeah. After the time, for a brief moment, they were with Ezra. They are currently in Arizona.
Well, the argument I made is it's all well and good that you want to get over a death, but the best way to do it is not to go to Hawaii with a crazy guy and watch him fight cops. Like, that's kind of been my thing. Is I don't think
how old is
Ezra's, she? She's like 18.
18.
Oh, you've never heard of an 18-year-old with shitty parents who like runs away with a shitty dude
with a shitty boyfriend. Yeah, it's not a good situation
or whatever. Yeah, but you're acting like this is a shock. I'm like, oh yeah, I know like 5 girls from high school who did the same thing.
Okay, well, yeah, sure, but the boyfriend is not an internationally beloved movie star who's on a fucking drug bender in the middle of Hawaii. It's nuts.
That's true. It was usually a guy who was like 23 hanging out the high school for some reason.
Yeah, that's way better.
That's what it usually is.
Saggy, go ahead.
What was I gonna say? Did you know there was a 24-year-old woman also with them?
No.
Yeah, I saw there was another lady in the car when they were taking selfies.
So there was a woman who came out recently. Her name is Rosie. She's been also traveling with Ezra. She's, like I said, she's 24. She is an adult. And she came out and basically she was there and witnessed things in Hawaii. Body cam footage has come out where there was one body cam footage that had some editing, and then somebody released the full body cam footage with the person that Ezra spit on, wanting the cops to shoot Ezra, and then said, if you don't light them up, I will light them up. There have been people who have come out and said that when Ezra was in Hawaii, Ezra was told not to go to certain bars in Hawaii because it's for locals and they don't take too kindly to outsiders. Ezra did not listen and went to those bars anyway, and then fights ensued. Like I said, I wasn't there. I'm just reporting on what I have been told and things I've seen about what happened there.
Well, Vito, those bars should have been more inclusive.
Oh, I'll
Don't
tell you
you
this.
agree?
I'll tell you
Don't
this
you agree,
about
Vito? They should be more inclusive. They should not
I agree.
boycott him.
And I'll have to say this about Dakota Iron Eyes, is that if she's enjoying roll gold twists, that she has excellent taste in pretzels. And that is enough for me. What is this? What am I hate Instagram. This is the worst program I've ever put together. This is Dakota Iron Eyes Instagram. I thought there was a picture of her and Ezra, but maybe it's been deleted by now.
Well, that's a video with the that's a video up there top right.
Yeah, this one? This is a video?
Yeah. That's a video with Takata.
So that's
with
Ezra. Okay.
And that's Rosie on the right.
So Rosie, is this the additional person?
Yeah. There's nothing to it.
Some sort of spiritual music. As All American Kate says on Instagram, Ezra Miller is going to kill someone. Well, people are clearly worried. I mean, all right, but did you hear today's news that Ezra Miller is just stealing liquor now? Like, he's on a surveillance camera going into somebody's house stealing their booze.
Yes, I heard that today, and I'm just like, damn it. Like, what
well, what does that make?
What else can happen? I mean, this one, for the record, like all the grooming accusations, I really deep dived into, and there's a lot. You don't buy it. This one I buy because there is surveillance and there is a police report. I had heard from when I inquired from people that I know that are close to this. The person who reported them is somebody who apparently is a friend. I've never heard this person's name, so take that with a grain of salt. I don't know. But this one is, for the most part, true. As far as what do you think
needs to happen to Ezra Miller? Does this person need psychiatric treatment? Do they need to go to jail? What do you think? Is Ezra Miller a danger to people around them?
So I don't think Ezra Miller is a danger to people around them. I do think that Ezra Miller, as far as this situation, I don't know. There needs to be more coming out with this. I don't know exactly what happened at that property, but I don't think they are actually a danger to anyone. Because if that's the case, those people who were traveling with them would 100% been like, yeah, no, they're abusive. They probably would have cut out a long time ago.
Well, I'm going to argue that when you hear like somebody talking about they're going to fight the KKK and they're recording their assaults.
No.
You vote for them. Are you talking about? Are you talking to a black woman about not fight the KKK? Really?
Well, I mean,
Vito just said he wouldn't fight the KKK. I would. I mean, I don't know where they are. I'm not actually looking for them. If they're around, I'll give them a stern talking to at least. And Vito's out here just going like, "Nah, black people, you're on your own. Not getting involved. Not getting involved."
All right, look.
Go the wrong side of history,
I want
Vito.
to fight the KKK as much as the rest of them. But typically, that involves like a game plan, and we're going to take them to the courts. Not crazy selfie videos where this guy seems to be ranting at no one. I don't even think the KKK is listening. I don't think he knows where the KKK is.
I don't think the KKK. I think
actually strikes me as a deranged individual who has like crazy ideas in their head that there's some sort of ancient spiritual wizard who's going to heal the world, which is all well and good, but then you start breaking into people's houses and stealing their alcohol, and I go, this is just a crazy person, you know?
So, I was told a lot of those nicknames, the Goose Wizard and Mad Goose Wizard and stuff, I was told that was fans giving them the nicknames. Like that was coming from the fans. I don't know why, but that's what I was told because I've been in contact with some of the fan groups, kind of just trying to dig in for information to see like what's going on, what makes them all interested in Ezra and things like that. And they're like, yeah, no, this is because people would talk that, oh, they think they're wizard and stuff and they're the Dark Lord. I'm like, the fans labeled them that. They just ran with it.
Well, have you read this article we're going through right now talking about everything in Iceland and that Ezra Miller is stinky? A stinky individual.
Yeah, why are they not showering?
Why is Ezra not showering? Because he's a shaman? They're a shaman?
I think they're a hippie. I've kind of labeled from what
Fair
I know
enough.
about Ezra,
Hippies are dirty. We know this. And
you know what another
stinky.
name for a hippie is? Crazy homeless person.
Well,
like,
hold on. We got some super chats here. Sora Loot for 513 says all this traveling, hurting, and threatening people really isn't a normal reaction for the death of a friend unless you're rich. Well, that's again what I said. I mean, when you see Saggy, when you see Ezra and he's in the bar and he's arguing with the cops and he's yelling about NFTs, they're yelling about NFTs. God damn it, Tony. Do you think this is just somebody who's in the right state of mind, but they're just being pushed around too much? You think Ezra's all the way there?
I think something is going on with Ezra personally. Like, I think they are going through something mentally and internally. I'm not a doctor, but that's just my perception.
Well, I am a doctor, and Ezra Miller's crazy. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I do think Ezra's going through something. And again, like, I'm not justifying the behavior, but then again, I'm from Boston. We have bar fights like almost every weekend, so it's not normal.
I know, but like, if you have $1 billion movie coming out, you don't act like
a celebrity's doing it. I've seen so many bar fights. And I've never been like, oh, I hope they're in the best mental state. It's like,
if I told you, Tony, you stand to make tens of millions of dollars if you don't get into stupid bar fights, would you maybe refrain a little bit? So you get a second Flash movie, so you get a franchise?
I mean, I just probably.
Or you go, no, it's really important for me to yell at this guy in a bar in Hawaii.
Well, no, the movie's already shot. They don't give a shit anymore. They're going around beating up broads. They don't care anymore. They already shot the movie. They already have the money.
But he was setting him up as a franchise star. They're going to make a bunch of more movies.
Who cares? They're never making another fucking Flash movie. That movie's going to suck. What are you talking about?
So Dakota is not missing with him anymore and is somewhere safe. Saggy, do you know? I don't believe he's with Dakota Iron Eyes anymore. I think but I could be wrong.
She already answered that. Pay attention.
You showed the picture. They are in Arizona. They've been there for a while, I believe.
And Ezra's not there with her, though.
No, Ezra is, last I recall, I know they were back home in Vermont for a while when these accusations really started. I think they were back home. But yeah, they parted ways. Takata's not with Ezra. And for the record, Takata has been safe, like, with the exception of the fighting, which I think that was probably not the best environment for Takata to be around. I couldn't even admit that. But Takata was never in any real harm. With Ezra, at least, with Ezra hurting.
Is it weird for an adult movie star to be reaching out to a teenage girl and inviting her to film sets? It's a little weird. I think it's inappropriate, even if there is nothing untowards there. You know,
it would be weird if Takata was a normal teenage person, and the reason I say that is because if you guys don't know, Takata's family are not normal people. Like, they are actually public figures, and they've been, like, Ezra got involved with them because the pipeline, the reservations were trying to stop the pipelines. So Ezra and a lot of other celebrities were there to support them, and that's kind of how Ezra met the family and was kind of friends with the family. So it wasn't like Ezra was just friends with Takata. Ezra was friends with the whole family. Ezra would go there to visit the family as a whole. That's where people misunderstand the relationship between Ezra and Takata. It wasn't just Takata Ezra was in a friendship with, but they were friends with the family, and Takata was invited because Takata was also a fan of Ezra's work.
But it sounds like he reached out. I mean, I know obviously they met as activists or whatever else, but if I want to promote a 15-year-old activist, I go, hey, let me know if you want me to retweet anything. You know, if you have any projects coming up, let me know. I don't say, hey, why don't you come to my movie set and we're going to form a weird relationship to the point where when you turn 18 and your friend dies, you come running with me off to Hawaii to get drunk.
How many teenagers do you talk to in your day-to-day life that like aren't like at least related to you? I don't talk to any teenagers.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that why does Ezra Miller want to talk?
I talk to my friend's daughter, but I always let the mother know, like, hey, your daughter texted me today. Yeah. We talked about Fortnite or something, because it makes me feel uncomfortable. But I will say this, like, you guys are right to a degree, but like, no one's talking about, like, why did the parents freaking allow this? Like, why did the parents even allow this and put their child in this position in the first place as well? And nobody's calling out the parents either.
No, I heard the parents were a little shitty, and people like Vito didn't report on that part enough. For clicks, probably. Probably to make the Ku Klux Klan look better. I don't know.
Why do I get nagged on my own show? Why
I don't know.
I
get shit on my show all the time by my co-host. Let me enjoy it.
Because you call yourself Tony from Hack the Movies. You open yourself up to it.
Exactly.
People come on and they go, well, I'm here with the world famous Tony from Hack the Movies.
Is she? I'm sorry. Do they identify as non-binary, Dakota? Like, wasn't there something that
Dakota does? Her parents.
She does.
I think Dakota does. Yeah.
They have like an identity that the parents weren't on board with.
Well, the parents then said, we think Ezra has brainwashed her into being non-binary, and then of course that's a hate crime. So it's all sorts of things.
Well,
John M gave me shut up. John M gave me $5. That's more important than anything else.
So you won't fight the KKK. You won't respect
I love yelling
Ezra's
shut
pronouns,
up on my show. It's really
and then he just yelled shut up to a black woman.
Because I got $5. $5 is more important than anything that happens.
All it takes is $5 for Vito to turn racist.
Do you know I caught? So at one point, the father Chase Iron Eyes posted on Twitter that if anyone had a story of Ezra feeding them drugs or abuse or anything, to contact the Gmail account trashtheflashezramiller@gmail.com. And I contacted that email. And I said, hey, I'm somebody who is in Hawaii. I witnessed things. Who can I talk to? I want to get in contact with Rolling Stone. Boom. They just gave me the email address. Like, boom, there you go. Oh, we have our team on. This is the team our contact uses. I'm like, you didn't
vet
me.
You
don't know who I am.
Rolling Stone immediately?
They immediately sent me to Rolling Stones. They just sent an email saying, good luck, best of luck, Godspeed. I was like, all right, well, I guess there we go.
I love Trash the Flash at Gmail. You got to think like Warner Brothers are like, can you leave our character's name out of this?
No, he's the Flash.
Please.
He's the fastest psychopath in Hollywood.
You think Grant Gustin gets shit because people like confuse him because he's also the Flash but on TV, and it's like, no, I'm not the crazy one. I'm not the fucking crazy one.
I don't know if that's happening.
I feel like Grant does. It's like, are you the Flash? Yeah, you the one that's been smacking people in Hawaii?
Why did you kidnap that child?
Grant Gustin's like walking down the street with his wife, and they're like, give that girl back to her parents. He's like, I'm not that Flash. I'm the other Flash.
All right. Well, Business Insider interviewed a number of people. One woman who visited this Icelandic wizard mansion said Miller would fly into a rage when friends tried to pick which song to play over the sound system. Miller would scream at them to leave the house, which they referred to as a sanctuary. It sounds like Miller has a bit of an anger problem.
I'm on board with that.
Don't we all?
Miller hates music.
My friends have like shit taste in music. They're always playing bullshit. I want to listen to John Carpenter's Lost themes on a loop. I don't want to hear their bullshit. I'm Team Ezra there.
Okay, but that was one of the problems originally, was that one of the first incidents was a karaoke bar and someone was trying to sing like a fun song, and Ezra Miller lost his mind and he tried to stab someone with a dart or whatever.
I always say
bad karaoke is worth that kind of outburst.
I sing Total Eclipse of the Heart. That's one of my go-to songs of karaoke is Total Eclipse of the Heart, and this girl wanted to duet with me once. And she kept getting the lyrics wrong, and I legit stopped singing and screamed at her, like, you're ruining the goddamn song, and I told her to sit down. So again, Team Ezra again. Team Ezra again.
Don't ruin Journey, damn it.
What is this Team Ezra? At another point, Miller ushered this poor woman and her friend to a room and said, you don't like my hospitality, adding that he could read their minds. The woman
That's not a flash power. That's the Martian Manhunter.
He's angling for more roles. The woman had to eventually sneak a text to a family member to get him to pick her up. She said leaving the house felt like an escape. I was a bit traumatized for a while.
From Ezra Miller, can you pull up a picture of them? Like, they look like they're made of twigs. I wouldn't be threatened by Ezra Miller. I'm sorry. I don't know how all these people.
Oh, there it is.
It's intimidating when you have somebody who has a lot of money who can make you disappear.
No, that's not. No, that is not Ezra Miller. I'm sorry. The person writing Ezra Miller's checks, maybe, but that is not Ezra Miller. I'm sorry.
Ezra Miller is a powerful wizard, and this.
What are you talking about? They're in two shitty franchises.
Let's watch a dark wizard try to
like a joke.
The light wizard of Ezra Miller, and Ezra Miller uses his wizard powers to send this dark demon back into the abyss. Let's watch.
Fight? Is that the deal? Whoa, bro. want to learn it? Did you want to fight?
One more time, as you can see, his
Yeah,
ancient powers
bro,
are used,
fight?
and he
That
chokes
always
him to
seemed
the
fake
ground.
to me. I don't know. That seemed like it was staged. She's
It's not
laughing.
fake.
Yeah,
They talked to the
some
lady.
people some people did say it was staged. I have no clue.
I don't know. She probably changed her mind later when they started actually beating people
Right?
up. I don't know.
She probably was like, wow, maybe that was real.
Well, that's
Oh yeah, wait. She thought he was joking, but again, he's like, they are very weak because they're frail. So she probably didn't feel like she was being attacked, but actually she was and didn't know. I can believe that. I believe that.
Well, still in Iceland, man. I wish I was in Iceland for all this. This sounds fun. Miller rented out parts of the Hotel Lugerbaki to record music, inviting several local musicians to the hotel, including a young 18-year-old Icelandic woman. Musicians spent their first day at the hotel reciting pagan chants, smoking weed, and relaxing in the hot tub. Later that night, Miller, the young woman, and another woman had a threesome. Nice.
I love it.
My ego was thriving, recalled the young woman, who said she was really lost at the time and addicted to alcohol and drugs. Ezra told her, my room is your room. This is where you're going to stay. But what started out as a thrilling experience deteriorated into one of the most traumatic weeks of her life. Miller exhibited mood swings. He'd be really nice, then tell her she was fucking disgusting, a lot of psychological abuse. Once the young woman mixed up the Spanish words for 6 and 7. Realizing her mistake, she laughed and leaned on Miller affectionately. She said Miller told her to get the fuck off me and called the error disgusting.
That's how I feel every time. Every time you misgender Ezra, I'm like,
Yeah,
Vito, get the fuck out of here.
appropriating
You're
language.
disgusting.
Don't fuck up Spanish. What the hell's wrong with you? Cinco.
The
How do you
two,
mess up Cinco?
another time they were doing yoga, they began discussing yoga. Then Miller started screaming, "You don't know anything about yoga!" Okay. But she had sex with Miller 3 times. Again, nice. But the actor became fixated on her breeding capabilities, worshiping her perfect womb by talking to it, looking at it, hugging it, and laying their head on their stomach. Tony, isn't that what every woman wants to hear?
No,
You have a perfect womb.
I'm just picturing her. I'm picturing them just splitting their legs and like talking to their badge.
Oh my god!
What
So-
a perfect
What the fuck
little
was
womb you
that?
have.
Wait,
That-
did they say he was hugging their womb? Like what the fuck?
Let's
Yes,
see
they
here.
did.
He was
How do you
talking to
what?
it, looking at it, hugging it. Was he put? You put your hands on the belly and wrap
I
and
can't.
laying their head on their stomach.
This part is very conflicting for me because I have read this article, but this part has always been conflicting for me because if you guys don't know, like way back, I believe last year, there was a woman named Mia Solange who came out and made a very, very cryptic TikTok where she basically alleged that Ezra Miller was abusing them. Then a close friend of Ezra's who was there, Oliver, who was now flip-flopped on Ezra, but anyways, Oliver came out and said, I was there and witnessed their relationship. They were together for about a little bit. She wanted to have Ezra's baby and get married, and Ezra said no. Ezra's polygamous, they don't want children.
That doesn't sound right. I can't
polygamists
imagine
are
Ezra Miller
fine.
not wanting to make more wizards.
I can if they
sure-
want to be a cult leader. You can't have somebody.
Although
usurp
she
the
does
throne.
say thinking Miller was her ticket to success, it was like, all right, I'm going to Hollywood. I mean, a rich Hollywood guy shows up and you seduce him and get your way to Hollywood. Maybe, I don't know. I think they were playing each other.
Have
It
women
sounds
caught on
like.
that that's not like foolproof anymore? Like, or ever was foolproof? Like, I don't know.
What
I
was
just don't
foolproof? What breeding?
like I'm
women?
gonna
What?
hook up with the Flash and I'll be a celebrity. It's like
Hey, you get
nah,
a little something out of it. You get half his shit. That's how marriage works. You
Their
marry,
That's a
shit
hell
now.
of a drug.
you get half
Yes.
their stuff. Where am I here? All right. So the woman said after her roommate gave her a bunch of material about how cults work, she decided she didn't want anything to do with Miller. Sounds like she screwed up a good thing she had going there. It was only 6 days, but it felt way longer. Although then again, knowing what we know about Miller, I can imagine being around that kind of crazy behavior. Might be alarming. Might not be worth whatever plane ticket he's promising you. All right. Well, we got all the Dakota stuff here. I think we've seen all of that. Again, when she was 14, flies her out to the set of Fantastic Beasts. I just think that's inappropriate, regardless of
Like,
what
just her
relationship you
alone is
have.
weird. Her
Yeah,
alone
she sent
is
like the
weird.
family out
They
or
weren't alone, though.
something.
They weren't alone.
Oh, they weren't.
No.
Did the rest of the
Rosie
family
visited them.
come?
So when Takata was 14, the family let Takata go with Ezra. There was a chaperone that went with them.
Okay.
What did he say about her womb?
It was
all these details are being left out of the media here, which backs up my point that I think this is a smear campaign by anti-Snyder fans because they don't want to see the Snyderverse restored, and this is all mudslinging. What do you think, Saggy?
So Instagram account named vintage.devil came out on Instagram and said, I was the one who spread the grooming accusations to chase Iron Eyes. And,
who said this?
An Instagram account. Her name is Lauren.
Okay.
She admitted that she spread the rumor. She showed conversations between her and Takata's father, saying that, hey, I think your child's in trouble. Ezra's grooming them. So somebody took credit for it. And then the more you dive into it, like I said, it's a lot, but the TLDR is this individual has been known in the fandom for Ezra as their 6-year stalker. I actually talked to this person on a stream where we basically like, well, why did you lie? Why are you coming out now? She basically said that she felt bad that it came out. She wanted to destroy Ezra and their career. And we were like, okay, well, it's honorable you're coming out and admitting this. But then
she spread the grooming allegations?
Yes, she has. She said she spread
parents
the grooming
did
allegations
as well, right? It wasn't just her.
Holy shit. Wait, Saggy, are you telling me the joke that I came up with is real? Someone actually did make up stuff to sabotage their career?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And it gets better because the weird part is because not only did she come out and confess she spread the rumor, but she also showed proof that she was involved with all these people, including the man who did the article with the woman on the farm on his property with the kids. She's in contact with that person as well. She showed those conversations. But it also is weird because she has mountains of accusations against Ezra herself. So it's very weird because she claims Ezra stole her style.
Which allegations did this lady spread? The ones about Dakota?
She spread the ones about Dakota. She was involved.
But she's not the only one though, because the parents spread those as well, right?
But yes, she went to the parents. She told the parents. She went to the parents.
She went to the parents and said Ezra is grooming your child.
Correct.
But why does she need to say that? We already know Ezra flies her around and then takes her to Hawaii and whatever else. You're saying she got the parents worried it might be like a sexual thing?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think it's inappropriate even if it's not sexual, but I understand what you're saying.
But she also was involved with a lot of the Rolling Stone articles that came out. She was involved with the man who accused Ezra of taking the kids. She was also in contact with Rolling Stone about the stuff that happened in Iceland. She has been involved in a lot of this. She actually, I don't know why, she's stupid enough to post the information. She literally admitted to defamation. So that's why I said it's a very weird, messy situation. But the grooming.
I wonder if she's going to get in trouble. Sorry if we dropped out there, people, for a second, but we're talking about this girl. She could face legal trouble if she's making stuff up. Now, what do you think about this when the father, Chase Iron Eyes, says they took a road trip where Miller claimed they were an incarnation of Jesus Christ? Takata was Ezra Miller's mother in a past life, and then showed the dad a cool gun that he had. Like, do you think the dad makes this up, or you just think, well, Ezra's just a weird hippie and you got to deal with it?
Honestly, I have no clue.
Is that the gun? Tony's has the gun that the Flash famously showed.
The gun part, I believe, because Ezra has also like shown people like crossbows and stuff. Like Ezra shows people stuff.
Well, yeah, Kara right now is saying we might need to follow up on this girl you're talking about. This Rachel is her name, right? Who is inventing allegations.
Ren, R-E-N, Lauren.
R-E-N, okay. Well, maybe we'll dig into that at some point.
Saggy, thank you.
Saggy's been deep diving. Saggy has been taking this seriously.
Yeah. I'm looking at this through a new light. I think Saggy.
Sorry.
I think they might it might be one half they're getting railroad, but also one half they're insane and don't know how to deal with it.
It's possible people are taking advantage of the situation. But regardless, we know now that Ezra Miller is just like robbing people. I mean, the cops looked at the surveillance video. This still strikes me. And again, I don't have any reason to disbelieve the father when he says, Ezra Miller told me they're Jesus, which is a classic. That's like one of the most classic delusions. It's almost a stereotype that you go to your therapist, you go, I'm pretty sure I'm the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. They go, you're schizophrenic. That's fun.
Do Native Americans believe in Jesus? Is that a way to impress a Native American girls?
I'm sure Jesus existed.
Ah. I don't think that's a way to impress them.
I mean, without context, I don't know. Like, Ezra could have been joking. I don't know the context. I say some weird stuff like, hey, guys, I think I'm an alien because I'm weird as shit. Like, I don't know. Like,
he said Takata was his mom in a past life. What kind of joke is that?
Yeah, that one's a little bit. That's not being Saggy.
Good goof, Miller.
Pretending to be Jesus. That's funny. I've done that. I did like a college photo project where I took pictures of me.
If Takata was older and was like acting like Ezra's parent, like saying, "Hey, you shouldn't do this," and then he'd be like, "Oh yeah, you were like my mom in a previous life" or something like that. That makes sense. But being the young kid, that would come off very cringe.
Saggy, do you have like a sister at all?
I do. I have actually 3.
All right, check this out. Your sister was my mom in a previous life, Saggy. I believe this to my core, and we're destined to be together forever. Now, did that feel creepy and weird?
No, because I know my sister, and that's probably accurate. She probably was your mother in a previous life, and you're going to be forever grounded.
Machi. Adios, mama. Let's see. Later that month, Miller returned to the Vermont farm with Dakota in tow. They're all taking LSD, which, look, I don't care if you're taking LSD, but your parents aren't going to be happy about it. And then they claim she had bruises. Dakota says she took a microdose of LSD, and the bruises were self-harm from her friends. Oh, God. This is all so complicated.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it really feels like there's not really any clear good guys. It feels like there's just a lot of bad guys.
I guess.
They're all crazy. It seems like
not
they
just put a bunch of crazy just crazy people. I'm like, I mean,
yeah.
Miller sounds like they have an anger issue. Obviously, they're screaming at bars. They're screaming if you play the wrong music. They're telling you can read their mind. You're not allowed to leave their wizard commune. Okay, thankfully has managed to restrain it for the most part, but we do have a couple violent incidents in the bars and with the strangling that one girl on the video. And I mean, he throws it to the ground. You can say whatever, it was a quick thing, but there has been some violence from Miller, which is concerning, depending on how far it could go. Lunging at a man playing darts, fighting, yelling at the cops or whatever else. I mean, this is clearly somebody. I don't understand how anyone can say this is not a severe mental health crisis. I don't think this is a person who should be
severe mental health crisis. It's just another crazy celebrity. Fucking relax.
No,
you're a dime a dozen. I'm sure there's
far worse than that. Most celebrities are not starting little Icelandic cults and dragging.
It's not the first time it happened. Charles Manson wrote a song for like the Beach Boys, and then he started a cult. This isn't anything new.
So I have a theory about what's going on with Ezra.
What is your theory, Saggy?
So I think that Ezra is at the point where like they're tired of the bullshit being around other celebrities because of the fakeness. So they want to surround themselves with normies and act like a normie, but they have to also remember that they are a celebrity and they are not normal. So they can't really interact with normal people because that is why a lot of this stuff has happened, because they're being a little too kind to normal people, putting too much good faith in humanity, not expecting people to be like, hey, you have money, let's be friends so you can pay my way through everything. Because a lot of these people that are involved with this are literally traveling with Ezra for all expenses paid, being taken care of, pampered. Why would you want to let that money cash cow go? So I think that that's a theory I have, is that Ezra's kind of just gotten himself involved with this because they are being way too normal and expecting people to be not disingenuous and be honest and open with them and real with them. And they're trying to like have the realness around them, but it's just all fake.
Okay, here's my theory. Ezra Miller's fucking nuts and has lost their mind.
Could be true.
And is just now stealing shit, trying to start a weird cult, yelling at everybody around them, breaking shit, getting arrested.
No,
and
both could be true. I believe Saggy, but I also think they might be insane.
I don't know. I don't know if Miller has gotten tired of the Hollywood fakeness. Look, it's a fun theory, But ultimately, I think something has snapped inside this individual. I don't know exactly what caused it, but I'm not gonna give him an out like, well, Hollywood is really fake. It's like, no, you're fucking nuts. Most people can manage it. Most people see how fake Hollywood is, and yeah, okay, go buy a ranch and raise goats. But you don't go to a child's mother who is a kind of a goth lady who jokes that she always looks a little bit like a vampire, and then scream at her, "You want to drink my blood, you vampire woman?" And then tell their kid that they're more powerful than their mother and would be lucky to have Ezra to guide and protect them. Says that to a 12-year-old child that then applies for a protective order to keep Ezra away because Ezra's trying to get them to move to their.
Is it the Massachusetts person?
Yeah, as Miller asked the 12-year-old child to stay at the farm, offers to buy them horses, and wants to pay for them to go to design school because they think they wear cool clothes, which I'm sure that kid did not pick out for themselves. I don't think they're a design phenom, Ezra Miller.
This all could be. Why don't you believe that?
That one's
just because your mom bought your clothes doesn't mean that a young girl is very artistic, you asshole.
So this woman, the woman from Massachusetts.
Why is this 2 against 1? Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say this woman with the 12-year-old, she's from Massachusetts. People who are close to Ezra, including somebody who lives in that vicinity, I think they're upstairs neighbor or downstairs neighbor, I don't know. But they have shown text messages between that woman trying to hang out with Ezra Miller. Every time Ezra Miller was in that area, they were texting
a movie
the
star.
neighbor. Yeah, they're like, "Oh, can we hang out?" And they said that Ezra Miller only spoke maybe like a few words to that woman in total. It has never spoken to that woman more than just a few minutes.
Says Miller showed up at their apartment building dressed in a cowboy hat, asking to buy horses for a 12-year-old. Well, isn't that just stop? Why is he doing this? Why does he want to buy horses for random kids he met once?
Dude, you know how many kids? I would love to have a horse. Ezra, you can buy me a horse. I'm down.
Yeah.
It's inappropriate.
Vito over here. Young girls can't be designers. They don't deserve horses.
I'm gonna kill myself with this.
You probably don't think that they should vote. You've been hanging around Dick too much.
Ezra Miller is yelling at people. He's harming people. He's being arrested. He's stealing things.
You yell at people.
And you two are on here going, he's just a Hollywood bad boy. He's bucking the system.
You yelled at all those...
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Vito, you yelled at all those brave trans people at the Netflix rally.
I did not yell at any brave trans people.
There's literally a video
ever.
of you screaming while a girl rips a tambourine in your face.
I'm gonna jump off a cliff. Look.
Let he who is without
I'll
cringe
catch you,
cast
Vito.
the
I'll catch you.
At least I shower, unlike stinky Ezra. He apparently can't take a fucking bath before he gets on
do you have information on that? Why do they smell so bad?
I've never smelled Ezra. This is the first I'm hearing that Ezra smelled. I wasn't paying attention to that part.
Apparently Ezra is a smelly, smelly boy. And that's the
apparently y'all never been to a comic convention, okay?
No, it's weird if they're smelling like all the time in just casual settings, not like big events.
I don't think they smell all the time. I think maybe
you just thought
Ezra on a bad day.
Well, I want to thank everybody who's showing up from Popcorn Planet. Of course, we love the Popcorn Planet.
Oh, I love Popcorn
Family
Planet.
And community.
Is Signore gonna join us?
Probably not. Saggy, I think you and Signore have been feuding, yes?
What?
So about
we're not going to get into it. That's
interesting. What are you talking about? That's interesting.
That's it. Back to Ezra. No, I'm not going to do that to Vito. I respect Vito.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't have them both on at the same time because it'll be a whole thing. Anyway, we do confirm.
If you want to have him on, I can go if you want to do that. That's
no,
fine.
He's not coming on today. I don't know where the hell he is. But
man, that'd be hilarious.
I don't mind switching. That's fine.
That'd be so funny.
Anyway, is there any update on this story since we've been talking about it? Some people were rumoring that he has checked into rehab. Some people are saying he might have been arrested. They might have been arrested already. I don't think any of that is substantiated. All we know is that the cops did go look at the surveillance cameras from this household and confirm that they put out a warrant for felony arrest. They don't put that out if they don't have good evidence. So we're assuming there is now some sort of surveillance camera footage that proves the Flash is breaking into people's houses, which is just really petty. Just go buy alcohol, Ezra. Whatever you want to drink.
I'll send you.
I wonder if I still have that. But yeah, send it to me if you have it here. The Vermont police report. I might be able to find it on Twitter. police report, Ezra. Let's see. According to the police report, burglary complaint. Yes, we've seen that, of course. Let me know if you have. We've changed the Santa Monica police report. Well, this is a different one against Ezra. That's the other thing. This guy has so many charges against him. And I guess the second question, but we've already kind of talked about it, is like, what does Warner Brothers do with this guy? This non-binary individual. All right, I got there.
Saggy, can you back me up on that? Why is he doing
Vito
this?
so hateful?
Wait, what happened?
Well, Mike Hunt for 10 says the Sandman TV adaptation was filled with woke, gender, and race swap characters, and it was pretty good, and they stayed true to the comic. Okay, so that's good. Rings of Power will suck. Search your feelings, you know it to be true. I don't know if it's gonna suck. I watched the trailer. It might be all right.
That's what I said. That's what I said about Isom, but you disagree with me.
All right. Well, Isom's a different situation entirely. What was I going to say? What I didn't realize is Sandman. Some of the swaps don't make sense to me. But the reason they swapped John Constantine, somebody pointed out to me, is because DC Comics still owns John Constantine.
I was very
so
upset.
They can't really use that character in
because,
the Sandman show.
My co-host name is Johanna, and she's awful. So when I found out they changed it to Johanna Constantine, I just got pissed.
Fernandez T says, normal coming Connor that smells, no big deal. A famous rich dude that stinks, weirdo. What's up, Vito? Wait, are you saying... Okay, were you trying to say commoner?
He's using voice to text.
Normal coming Connor. One of those normal.
Connor's always coming, and he smells like jizz, and it's fucking gross.
Okay, wait. He changes it. He changed it to comic, but that still doesn't make any sense. Normal comic Connor? Who's Comic Connor? What are you talking about? Oh, comic, like at a Comic Con. All right. Well, that makes a little more sense.
Oh, okay.
I was like, "Who's Comic Connor? I've never met this gentleman."
That should be a superhero.
That should be a character.
I'm Comic Connor. And I'm gonna hit women in Hawaii.
And I'm here to cause
we just said
trouble.
Big missed opportunity for the Sandman not using the dude from Lucifer, the TV show, to play Lucifer, considering Lucifer was made because of Sandman. Can we just talk about that?
The rights are always so weird with all
well,
this stuff.
There's so many characters being sprinkled across different mediums. They all can't interact. I called you out on that Sandman thing, by the way, because you got mad that they made a lady black. And I was like, if Geeks and Gamers did that, you would have a fucking meltdown, Vito.
I think if it's the first appearance of the first appearance of a character and they've never been seen on screen before.
Oh, whites first? Is that what you're saying, Vito?
No, but I just think it should match.
You're literally saying whites first. Wow.
I'm so done. How do
you like David Hasselhoff's Nick Fury over Sam Jackson? Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, how do I show this dang police report on my thing? I'm going to post it. I'm doing it. Hold on. Meanwhile, someone address what Rhea said. You read it there, Tony.
The Flash costs upwards of $300 million. They can't afford to shelf it. It will hit theaters, but may get reshoots due to Keaton's departure from the greater cinematic universe. Yeah, they might not do the thing where he ends up being Batman in the main universe. They might just go, bye, Michael Keaton world. We're gone now. But yeah, no, I agree. It's too much money to shelve. That was meant to be in the theater. They put a bunch of big people in it. They can't just shelve it. Where again, Batgirl, they made to just throw on streaming platforms, and the new owners don't care.
Too
big to fail, as we say. Oh my god, I hate.
Yeah, that was bullcrap, Batgirl. I didn't even have any interest in Batgirl, but I'm just like, that was so dumb. Y'all finally took a risk on something. You're like, no, it's not going to make us money. This is why we don't take risks.
Well, we might get into that in a second. But I do have here. This is the Vermont Gov. I guess this is the police report. I guess they must have given this to the media in response to inquiry. News release. Case 22B whatever. Rank trooper full name. Trooper C. Shepley's on the job. Well, as long as Shepley's taking him down, I think we know what's going to happen. We should call this number. I don't know what we would do with it. And ask him if he's been caught yet. I doubt he has. Ezra Miller, 29, resident, Stamford, Vermont. The victim is Isaac B. Winokur. It's a good name. Age 33. At approximately 17:55 hours, the Vermont State Police was notified of a burglary complaint at a residence on County Road in the town of Stamford, Vermont. Initial findings were that several bottles of alcohol were taken while the homeowners were not present. All right. Enough. We went through surveillance video statements, and Ezra Miller is being charged with felony burglary. Has been issued a citation to appear in court on September 26th. So he's got 2 months, about a month and a half to show up in court. I mean, you can't ignore a court case. It's arraignment on felony charges. So who's going to Vermont with me? Tony, road trip.
When is it?
It's September.
Oh man, is it before? Oh, it's after my birthday. Oh yeah, that seems like it would be fun.
I kind of want to go. I kind of want to. Like I could go to Massachusetts and I could drive over to Vermont.
I might be.
Oh, you come visit me.
Where are you, Saggy?
Boston.
You're in Boston? Yeah.
No, I'm looking at the date, and now I have to decide: do I want to go to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, Universal, or do I want to hang out with you, wonderful? Do I want to hang out with
all the way to Orlando for those Halloween Horror Nights?
I've never done a horror night before. I figured I'd finally try it.
Why don't you come to LA and then you can go with Dick? Because I think he goes to all those things. Go to the ones on this Orlando Universal.
No, because LA sucks. I do want to go back out there, but not for Universal. Yeah, no. Do I want to go to Universal or do I want to hang out with you and Saggy and watch Ezra Miller?
I kind of want to see. I want to know, is it public? Can we go? If it's Superior Court, the thing is, I think there's going to be a bunch of people there. There's going to be like a bunch of like news shit.
Oh, that's going to be like a shit show, I think.
Yeah, I want to dress as the Flash and be like,
we should all dress like the Flash.
Yeah, we should be outside and be like, Warner Brothers, just recast the movie. I'll do it. Every scene. I'll go.
Vito, if you go there, you need a sign that says jokes are funny.
No,
I need a sign that says beating women isn't funny or whatever he's up to.
No, we should go there as like fans. We're like, Ezra did nothing wrong.
Ezra did nothing. That's the Flash up there. The Flash could never hurt anyone.
No, we should definitely.
You realize he's an actor, right?
No, this is what we got to do. We got to be like those Restore the Snyderverse people and just make them look worse than they already are. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Now, John M. for 10 says Vito hit the nail on the head. He needs a conservatorship before he fully destroys his career. Their career. They are acting schizo/bipolar. Will end up on the street shouting and nothing sad. I think there does need to be some sort of intervention. Geek Getaway claims Ezra is not going to show. I don't know about that.
They have to.
I think they have to. Then you go to bad time jail. That's going to not be good. I don't know what Warner Brothers does with the news of Ezra Miller being a ne'er-do-well. As we've seen, Warner Brothers is now canceling a number of high-profile projects. Tony, you're saying you're not sad that Batgirl is gone. Saggy, how do you feel? A woman of color was going to finally appear in a Batman, whatever.
I would have liked a Batgirl movie like 10, 11 years ago. I don't trust modern Hollywood to pump
Notice
out
that I
Batgirl
ask
movie.
a woman of color for her opinion, and Tony.
No, fuck you, because you asked me first. You asked me first, and then as soon as I was about to talk, you jumped right to Saggy.
Tony goes, no, this is a platform for the white man.
No, don't turn on me. The tape proves that I'm right. Just like Ezra, I am innocent. You're the guilty one.
Tony from Join the Racists is more like it. Saggy, how do you feel about losing out on this? I believe she's Latinx. Is that correct? Batgirl?
Yeah. I mean,
she's Latinx.
I didn't care about the movie, but I just feel bad because that's like all that time that those people are never going to get back for this project to not get seen.
It really is the time. Yeah, that's sad.
But it got canceled by the execs, so they'll probably still get work. It's like, oh shit, you did the Batgirl. That sucks. What happened? Why don't you make something for us? You can salvage this.
Why can't they just put it on HBO Max? I don't get it.
Because they want to focus on theatrical releases.
And Discovery knows it just wants to put the weird, like 600-pound life shows that women watch. They don't care about this shit.
Well, Warner Brothers stock is taking a bit of a dive. Let me see if I can find where it's at right now.
By the way, that's one of my favorite things you do when you call out people saying the stock's dropping and then you show the month and it like didn't drop that much.
Yeah, well, that's
you do that a lot. It's so funny.
Well, because they go, oh my God, Disney's destroyed. And you're like, if you just zoom out, they're probably fine.
Yeah,
I mean, it is a big 1 day drop if I can see it, but clearly people are mostly interested in what David Zaslav is. Although now, all right, so lowest it got was around 13, and then it was climbing up. Everybody was hyped on Zaslav. It was up to like 17. And then now it is all the way back down to like 14. So everybody's kind of back in the, I don't know what the fuck to do with this company type situation right now. So people, it does seem like shareholders are like, I don't know about this whole let's cancel everything news. But that is what they're doing. They cancel. I mean, Wonder Twins makes sense because who the hell wanted to see a Wonder Twins movie for the love of God?
Dude, this studio can't get like Batman and Superman right half the time. You think they're gonna fucking pull off Wonder Twins?
I want to see him turn into a pool of water or a bucket of water. What the heck? You want to see that?
Yeah, there was a classic Adult Swim bumper where he's like, "I'll turn into water," and it's like not helpful at all. And then can't she turn into like any animal?
Yeah.
Yeah, she got the cool
clearly
powers
a better power.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Aquaman's still coming out. Do you think they're gonna cut Amber Heard out all the way?
Well, that's what I think they are. I think they were talking about someone's replacing her, but I'm not sure who.
Because they filmed only like a 10 minutes worth of footage of her, because I guess they knew what was gonna happen. And I bet you they wrote it in a way where she could be easily swapped out with another character.
Well, I'm going to say probably people in the chat know, because I know Andy is always reporting on any Amber Heard stuff, but I believe he's been saying that they may replace her because there are a lot of fans who just do not want to see anything with Amber Heard in it. I honestly don't care. Also, I didn't even see the last Aquaman, so who cares? But
the last Aquaman was good. It was a little too long because I guess they thought they'd only do one Aquaman movie, but then it turns out people liked it. It's like, you didn't have to make it that long. But it was fine.
Don't forget to get your super chats in before the end of the show, people. I'd love to be able to
go to Vermont.
Yeah, give me money to go to Vermont. That's basically what I was trying to say. Now, this is crazy. J.J. Abrams made some crazy deal with the devil with HBO. What was J.J. Abrams' deal?
I don't know, but as soon as you say J.J. Abrams, I already don't give a fuck.
Let's see. He made a Bad Robot deal with his production company, Bad Robot, that was supposed to be like they gave him like hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's made literally nothing. He hasn't even made like one movie yet. It's crazy. And one of the things he was working on was Dark Universe, which is like, again, John Constantine, all the like Darkman, all these DC characters nobody cares about. Zatanna.
Hey, I like Zatanna.
Zatanna and Constantine is great. What do you mean?
I love Zatanna.
No one cares. Oh,
Dead Man's awesome. Fuck
I like
you.
that bald guy with the red, like he looks like he's coming out of a soda bottle.
He's so a circus guy.
Oh, it looks stupid as hell.
He was awesome. Fuck you.
Anyway,
not that.
No,
I don't like that redesign of Zatanna. I like the fishnets on the legs. Zatanna. That one's cool.
You want the stage magician.
Yeah.
Dude, the Dark Universe would have been great. The Dark Universe would have been a great story.
But keep in mind, these are also the same company that couldn't do the regular Justice League, so it might not have been great. I don't know.
I'm going to say this right now, Saggy. I know you're a proud black woman, but Black Superman's getting cut.
Oh,
no way. There's no way it's happening. Really? You weren't excited for Michael B. Jordan as Black Superman?
No, first of all, there are other black people in the friggin' industry other than Michael B. Jordan. What is he the next? What is he the new Denzel Washington?
He's your king. You love Michael B. Jordan. I've been told.
I love Michael B. Jordan, but I don't want to see Michael B. Jordan in frickin' everything that involves a black man. Like there are other black actors in Hollywood.
What if they did Tyler Perry's Black Superman? Would you see that?
Oh, Tyler Perry's Black. That is the only way you can get me to watch that.
Listen, I don't want a black Superman. A lot of black people don't want Black Superman. Nobody asked for a Black Superman, bro.
All right.
And by the way, they're getting the something even better. They're getting ISOM by the Rippaverse.
That's true. You're going to get ISOM.
By the way, Saggy, what do you think about Vito wanting a black-owned comic company to fail because he doesn't like guys' politics?
That's not what I said. I don't think Saggy has any idea what you're talking about, thankfully. Saggy, are you excited for the Rippaverse? You buying all of Eric Jala's comics?
Oh, I'm going to.
I'm not
100%.
buying the comics, but I will say this for people who complain about certain things in the industry for as long as you do, if you're putting your money where your mouth is, I'll give you respect for that, because at least you're doing something and not just like that's like a politics. Somebody bitching about politics all the time and like I'm gonna run for something. I'm like, okay, I'll give you respect. I don't think you'll win, but I'll give you respect.
Exactly.
Like the Amico.
Exactly.
Oh,
Stop
here we
yelling
go.
on the
Here we
internet.
go, Vito. Shots fired.
Stop yelling on the internet
No,
and just
Saggy,
make a comic.
Saggy was always reasonable. You said you didn't even know if you were going to purchase an Amigo. You were always a fence sitter. So you
Oh, that thing looked fake as hell.
I will say this though. I remember you said when's the last time you talked to Tommy Tallarico?
A few weeks ago.
Okay, so you guys are still in touch?
Yeah.
All right, then you made a friend for life. You proved me wrong. Green Lantern's canceled.
Oh no.
Care?
Which one?
This one was gonna. I think this one was gonna start the black one again. I think they're canceling all the black people. I feel
Remember,
bad.
this was supposed to be one of their movies, the Green Lantern Corp movie, and then they turned it into a show. They're trying to do what Disney did, where they took their movie ideas and made them into terrible TV shows.
Yeah.
And I guess Warner Brothers Discovery, they're seeing how that's not working, and they're like, nah, just fucking kill it.
Well, it's not working in what way? Like, did they put something out and it sucked?
Well, no, I mean, look at Disney. I mean, they put out what? Obi-Wan Kenobi, that was awful.
Oh, that is just terrible and nobody cares.
Mandalorian is shit. Boba Fett is shit. Most of
I
the
like the Mandalorian.
Nah, Mandalorian sucks.
Mandalorian's like watchable. It's better than all the other stuff.
No, you just like Gina Carano and you agree with all her politics. I don't it's
like
pretty
Gina
bad.
What is this? What are you talking about?
No, Mandalorian. I'm so glad I hated that show day one, and like everyone else was like, "Oh no, it's
that
great."
show
like,
is fine. It's not perfect.
Legends of Tomorrow was a fun show. The CW shows, as much shit as they get, they were fun for like the first few years.
I don't know why they got to cancel all the CW stuff.
Dude, as soon as Trump won, all those shows decided that their purpose was to like stop the Republicans, and
did they really get super political?
Like Supergirl, like the first season of Supergirl is a lot of fun, and then the second season, they're naming episodes like Nevertheless She Persisted and stuff. They started talking about the border wall. It was weird. It's like, no, you guys are.
Yeah, but that's the CW's thing. They love.
No, but it was weird. So here's what Supergirl did. They had a subplot about like literal aliens from space living on Earth, like invading Earth and living amongst us. And it's like, okay, this is a social commentary for the immigration thing. But that wasn't enough, because then they actually had to work in a storyline about Mexicans immigrating. It's like, you can't do both. You got to do the clever one or the on the nose one. You can't do fucking both.
I'm so glad that all of these shows are ending, because as much as I love them in the beginning, the writing just started getting bad.
Exactly.
They needed to end a while ago.
Funny enough, after that producer got Me Too'd and left, they all went to shit.
Yeah,
the producer of all the CW shows.
Like Trump winning made them kind of weak, and then him doing that just destroyed.
What is this alt-right show I'm running now? Where you go, Flash really went downhill because they got
it really
hated Trump, and those Me Too bitches really canceled.
They literally, the guy's like, they want to build a wall to leave us out, and it's like,
I got it, I got there.
But in the universe, the president was Linda Carter, who was an alien, who was a good guy, so the whole wall thing didn't make sense.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm devoted to Flash. I have to finish it no matter how bad it's getting.
I dropped out.
But it's so bad now.
After that big crossover with the Arrow, I was done. I'm like, all right, I'm out.
I like the Crisis on Infinite Earth, though. That was a really good story arc.
They should have ended it there. It was getting shitty, and then they did that, and I was...
Okay, we're not talking about the Flash anymore. You're both muted. Tony's still just talking. There's only so much I can listen to two grown.
You know what it is. The Flash is a very diverse show full of people of different orientations.
I like how fast he is, and he runs really fast.
They made Wally West. They made Wally West black, and Vito can't stand that. Vito can't stand it.
It's 9 seasons. It's gonna suck.
Vito's like, Wally West should have been white first.
No show should be more than 4 seasons. All right.
I hear Superman's good. I didn't watch it though.
Superman and Lois.
Yeah. I heard it was good too.
Let's see. Series is now returning for a 3rd season. That was a weird one because it's about like he's got kids and his kids are powerful. This one I was a little bummed out because I thought it could actually have been cool. Gotham Knights. I wonder if
that was gonna suck.
Was it? Why did they always put an ad? I just want to see the Gotham Knights. It was gonna be. I love the extended Bat family. I love Batgirl.
I do
Nightwing.
too, but dude, they showed like the Bat suit, and it looks so bad. It's like, can't you just like grab like Val Kilmer's bat suit?
Because
Like
it's a
just sitting in
CW
storage.
show.
Yeah, but they have bat suits in storage. Just grab them. Don't put this stupid bat suit out.
Sora for $2 says things will escalate if nothing is done. We are still getting the Gotham Knights video game, which looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not made by Rocksteady, but it's clear that they told them, listen, make it exactly like those Arkham Knight games. And they're like, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, everyone said it wasn't in like universe with the games. I'm like, but it's picking up like right after they yeah, whatever.
Bruce Wayne is dead, so it could very easily slot into games. That looks good. I honestly would have gave the TV show like a shot. Like I almost gave Titans a shot just because I like Robin. And
Titans was fun. Titans was
I like
fun.
Titans. Yeah,
Titans
I like Titans.
Is good. It's
second season
was good.
The second season had writing issues, though. Immediately, it was pretty bad.
The third season's good with Scarecrow and shit.
I love the Bat Family. I would have liked to see that, but sadly, it seems like that show has been canceled as well as on the WB chopping block. Is Blue Beetle going to happen? Again, a movie where it looks like they've shot. We have like shots from the set of the guy in the costume. They've been filming it. I think Blue Beetle could still happen. I think they could find a way to.
I always wanted a Booster Gold in Blue Beetle. Not this Blue Beetle. He sucks. I
want
like
Ted Cord.
Yeah, the second Blue Beetle with Booster Gold because they had that whole bromance thing. Like that was fun.
So they'll have to pitch you my Booster Gold comic book, my dream comic book.
Oh, dude.
The costume for the Blue Beetle.
Remember the movie Brewster's Millions?
Yeah.
My comic is called Booster's Billions.
Dude, Booster Gold, those Booster Gold comics are so good. I got like 5 volumes of them, but he's great.
And then they're saying, well, what is going to happen to the whole animated DC universe? Here's my thing. Why does DC not just make animated movies? Why don't they go, you know what? We suck at live action, but our animated movies are like almost good. Like, why don't they make stuff like Into the Spider-Verse? Why don't they make like a really fucking expensive like CGI Batman?
They did Lego Batman, and that was like it. Well, they just put out Lego Batman was awesome. They just put out the League of Super Pets, so they are kind of dipping.
I agree with Vito though. Their animated TV shows and movies have been pretty good, and then they have their live action adaptations. You're just sitting there like, why?
Yeah, they're trash. I'd rather they. I don't know why they're not just copying Spider-Verse, which I think they could be big. I think you could get fans. Into the Spider-Verse kind of went under the radar because I don't think they like advertised it the right way. But if they had been like, this is Spider-Man, get to the theaters, bring your kids. This is an exciting, it's better than the friggin' Minions or whatever.
Wait, what
Put some Minions in it.
I thought that movie did well. I went and saw it.
It didn't do like huge numbers. It did fine, but it wasn't like, again, like a Minions or a Toy Story. Or
probably because people like you were out there and you're like, they should have made a white Spider-Man animated movie first.
What are these accusations being leveled at me?
You said white people first earlier in the stream. Did he not, Saggy? Did he say the whites have to go first? That is exactly what you said.
I'm gonna make a comparison.
I apologize. Keep in mind, I'm the one in the hood. People think we look alike.
Yeah, you're the Nazi here.
Ironically, I'm the one in the hood, and I am less. I am not
a white one though, so you're safe.
It's not a white one.
I want to give you a comparison. So, Into the Spider-Verse, 90 million budget, box office, 375 million. So it's good.
That did really well.
Sure, but what do you think Toy Story is? Budget 200 million. Box office 1 billion.
Wait, which Toy Story?
Toy Story 4.
Oh,
even the crappy Toy Story makes $1 billion. That's the problem.
Oh, shut up! Kids are easy. The third one's good. The third one sucked.
Kids, it's mostly the kids though. The kids are
that's more kids. Yeah.
But I'm saying they got to get kids to come out for Spider-Man. Kids love Spider-Man.
Yeah, but that's got fighting, and Toy Story's got like I don't know.
Yeah.
What was it rated? Wasn't it rated E for whatever?
But not every.
Stop playing video games.
Right. Not every parent's gonna bring their kids to see Spider-Man.
I didn't realize Miller and Lord wrote Into the Spider-Verse. Man, those guys are so great. At least half of them wrote it. They also wrote that stupid Batman Lego Batman movie. So I don't know if they wrote that one. No, they just wrote the regular Lego movie. Lego Batman is not good. Lego Batman is terrible.
Lego Batman was good. I didn't see the second Lego movie. That one didn't look that good. I skipped it. Or the Ninja movie. I didn't see that one either.
Well, guys, we've said it all. We've said it all. You know what? It's been a great show. I don't think we got to cover anything else. We've talked about Ezra Miller is a crazoid. I believe Saggy Melon said he needs to be taken down with a bullet to the back of the head, which I thought was a
What?
little extreme.
No, Vito, no.
We do not accept that on this show. We believe in the rule of law and justice.
Oh
So hopefully
God.
Saggy tones down that kind of rhetoric. I missed a comment from or what do you call it? $3 Theater. I forget what you were responding to, but I agree with you. That's your buddy. What do you call it? Matt Jarbo is in the chat. Hey,
Oh,
Matt.
the Boulder guy?
Oh my
Christ,
God,
Tony.
you got so excited for that.
He's still Matt Jarbo's still around? Holy
You've
shit.
never talked to Matt Jarbo? Yeah, he's still
No.
around. He's making.
I might have made fun of him.
yeah.
I might have made fun of him like 4 years ago, but all my tweets auto delete, so I don't know.
Water under the bridge. Water under the bridge for me. We're gonna mend fences. Everyone's gonna.
Oh, we
be
are. We're
friends
all
again.
good friends now.
I have to manage all these fights with you, and then Dick has a bunch of people he fights. I realized though I'm becoming that guy.
Funny?
Yeah,
I was on the Dick show when we listened to the Mundane Matt like audio leaks from that Discord he was in. I was on that episode.
Well, he says I followed you on Twitter the other day, so there you go. You guys.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, so
Matt, I am very famous now, so I can't keep track of everyone following me.
Here's the problem with YouTube is like everybody has these little. Like one guy hates a guy, another guy hates a guy, and then like I fight with everybody, so I'm probably making it terrible for all you guys because you're like, I want to do a stream with Eric July or Nerdrotic, and they're like, why are you hanging out with Vito? And I don't fucking know. So
I don't fight with anyone. You're the only one I fight with, Vito.
I'm gonna put it out.
Friends.
I want to say this: anybody who wants to go on anybody else's stream, I don't care. I'm not gonna pick. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you gotta have loyalty to me or whatever else. So go nuts, have fun. But this has been a great show, guys, here on the Monday Night Grift. Thanks, Saggy, for coming by, and of course Tony from Hack the Movies, who I love. I love you both. Thanks. And here's the part of the show where, of course, I want everyone to subscribe to you wonderful people. Starting, of course, with Hack the Movies. Head on over to Hack the Movies on YouTube.
I just put out an episode today for The Rundown, which apparently was called Welcome to the Jungle and the Rest of the World. The episode is not doing well. Thanks, everyone. Please watch it. Next week.
Well, because you got the name of the movie wrong.
Next week, we're doing, now that Prey is out, we're doing worst Predator movie. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The Blade episode with Royce.
Seems like your Blade episode is doing pretty solid.
Blade did really well. Ooh. Yeah.
See what Tony does.
They're
he takes these. Yeah, I know, because you have a terrible formula. You got to dig deeper. You got to say it's. I
switched up the formula.
You got to say Blade is woke trash, and then like put like a crying.
Did you see remember I was showing you my thumbnails for the Predator? I did one that's just the girl from Prey and it just says woke with all the arrows.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get into that. I mean, if you want to see a truly terrible review of Prey, did you see Geeks and Gamers review of Prey?
I saw Critical Drinker like assuming it was going to be bad and then backtracking when he did his actual video because he must have watched it after tweeting.
Okay, real quick. I was maybe going to bring this up, but real quick. Here is how the good people at Geeks and Gamers are reporting on the movie Prey. Following several horrific trailers and insurmountable fan backlash, nothing in this dragging slog of inconsistency and nonsensical storytelling is even remotely related to a good story with narrative or logical consistency. Throughout this utter mess, nothing makes sense, nothing ties together, everything's cobbled together in the most irresponsible and
they didn't watch the movie.
Possible.
They didn't watch the movie. Wait. You know what? Here,
it's an abysmal toil of an experience with total. These people have no idea how to review.
Can I rant real quick? Because I've seen all these people shitting on it.
Yeah,
there are legitimate things to bitch about in Prey. All the CGI animals look like they're from 15 years ago. Like the bear looks like shit. The elk looks like shit. The gun from Predator 2, they finally give it the story and they ruin it because they say, "Oh, the guy never fought the Predator. The lady took the gun and now it's her gun." That was stupid. I don't see. And the Predator looks fucking stupid. He looks like the kid from Mask. Whatever syndrome he had, that Predator has it. But those are like three legitimate things, and none of these assholes are bringing them up. They're just making up this whole feminist shit that's like,
well,
not
isn't
really
it
in the movie.
Just feminist trash garbage, Tony, as they're saying?
Not really, because she's not a Mary
Sue. Should
women
be allowed to be in movies? I'm not sure. Based on what these guys say, apparently
but that was
not.
sorry, that's my theory. Every generation of the Predator fights whatever's considered the action hero of the time, and the action hero today is Tiny Woman. So it only makes sense that the Predator fights her.
I also
I do
just
hate-
want.
I do hate
I'm
her.
done with
Yes.
this. The genre of this movie killed my dog, as I put it. Where you, instead of just going, yeah, it's kind of a shitty movie, you go, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me in the history of my life.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
all right, bro, it's just a bad movie. I can't.
You
can't
could
buy that
copy and paste this, and I know a guy who used
They've
to copy
destroyed
and paste.
Predator forever.
You can copy and paste a lot of this shit and just put it on any movie and just switch the title. Like it's just so. It's so like vague.
This is a legitimately embarrassing review. I can't believe that this is like something somebody wrote and thought it was like.
Yeah.
And also at the top of it, he says she's a squaw, and everybody's like, you know, it's like a racist term white people came up with. Like they don't call themselves that, and you just put like a racial slur in your article. And instead of going, oh my god, I've made a horrible mistake, he goes, no, I'm right. You guys are stupid. Like,
dude,
whatever.
Did I ever
He's
tell
like,
you
they would have used that term back then. And it's like, oh, like, you know how back then they used to use a certain term for black people. I guess if you made a review then of a historical black whatever, then you can use the N-word. Like, no, it doesn't make any sense. These people are nuts.
Dude, did I ever tell you how I found Geeks and Gamers?
How did you find
a guy stopped me at a convention. This is when I was still working from Cinemassacre, and there was this guy who wouldn't stop talking to me about how like we were ruining the channel, but like not those blunt of words.
He's like, can I show you truth?
He's like, can I show you this video on the new Star Wars video? It's a really good video. And I'm like, sure. And he pulled up a Geeks and Gamers video that was like 15 minutes long. And I couldn't get out of it, so I just like picked up my phone and I pretended like I had a family emergency. I just ran away from the guy. That was my first experience at Geeks and Gamers. I'm like, this is the fucking cringest shit I've ever seen.
Look, I believe these guys are legitimately making audiences dumber by like just telling their audience like every movie is trash, every movie is woke, politics are the worst. And I'm like, we're just raising a generation who doesn't know how to watch a movie without like counting like, oh, there's too many black people in it and like shit like that. Like literally one of them said that. He's like, there's too many good black people in this movie. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking? It's Batman. What are you talking about? Just talk about Batman. So these guys are legitimately making movie criticism worse.
Saggy, what do you think? What do you think? Are there too many good black guys in movies? What do you think?
In Batman? Guys, I want you to go to Saggy Melon's channel. Subscribe. Hit the
I was gonna
bell,
say, I noticed you
already
weren't subscribed.
I called him out on that a few streams back.
I only subscribe to people after they appear on the show. I watch your videos anyway; they just pop up in my feed.
He's gonna unsubscribe after the show, guys.
Saggy Melon. I'm not gonna unsubscribe. I hit the bell even. Saggy Melons. If you want good comments on well, you talk about everything, right? What are you talking about? Mostly you've been fighting everybody. You've been talking about, of course, Ezra Miller. Are they going too far with what they're doing, the Geeks and Gamers? Well, this is exactly what we're talking about. I think they are going too far. I think their criticisms are very unfair and that they are telling people dumb things about movies and making movie criticism dumber. Find some guys who are better at it. Like Saggy Melons. Give us some movie reviews, Saggy Melons.
And I want to say, Saggy, if you ever want me to be on your show, I will do it. I will not bring the hate that Vito spews. I am pro people of color.
What is this?
I have a black.
Why?
I have a black lady friend, and she was on my Mummy Returns episode.
It's more racist that you're saying you have a black lady friend. I have
no, it's not, because it's proving that I have a black lady friend. I never said.
Are you going the Geeks and Game? Are you going the Jeremy's route, saying I have black friends?
I'm just saying,
you sound like Jeremy.
I will do your show. We'll talk about how we need to free Ezra.
Tony just wants a shield from criticism for when he inevitably has a racist breakdown.
I just want to talk to women who are not on my show, because all the ones on my show are mean to me. So
I don't think Saggy's going to be a shoulder to cry on.
Oh,
guys,
no.
If you love comic books and you love
Invincible.
my channel,
I love
Invincible. Shut up. All right, we're muting Tony for 2 seconds. Go to superkiller.org. This is my comic book that I'm working on in October. Hopefully, we're going to have the Kickstarter. That'll be your chance to get your hands on a comic book written by me with art by the most talented man in Mexico, Keter LeBeau. So head on over to superkiller.org. We're trying to get the mailing list to 1,000 names. I think we're at about 900. So hopefully we can get at least 10. I want 10 more names on the mailing list. Just head on over to superkiller.org, put your email in that little box, and hit subscribe. And then you'll know when my crowdfunder gets going. Guys, what a show. Always fun to have you. So excited to be a part of this wonderful YouTube culture together with all my friends who I do not secretly despise. No, I love them.
Oh.
I love them all. Guys, thanks for coming. Anything else you need to say? Ezra Miller is a monster. Ezra Miller is a monster. This has been the Monday Night Grift. Thanks for watching, everybody. Get out of here, you animals. Get out of here. Superkiller.org. Subscribe to Tony Frack the Movie. Subscribe to Saggy Balance. Subscribe and be well. Thanks to everybody who super chatted. Thanks to everybody who came on by. One more time. Superkiller.org. I need those emails. I want 100 scalps. And you're going to get me them scalps. All right, you nut jobs. Have fun. Take care of yourself. Bump, 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 bump.